10 books I want to read this summer. Let's chat about them. Hi everyone, I'm Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about books and all things bookish, and today I'm going to be talking about the 10 books that I'm hoping to read this summer. Some of these are new releases, but most of them have just been sat on my shelves, gathering dust, and I'm a bit embarrassed to say that I haven't read them yet. So let me know in the comments if you read any of them. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to know which ones you think that I should prioritise. So the first book on my summer TBR is Cool Girl Summer by Amber Eve. It's about a girl called Summer, and she discovers her diary from way back in her teenage years, and she realises that she's drifted away from the life that she's always wanted, and in a moment of complete spontaneity she books a flight and goes to Tenerife in the hopes of tracking down her first love. And I bought this book off the back of reading Highland Getaway by the same author, and that was our first traditionally published book. This one is independently published. So I really enjoyed Highland Getaway, and I thought, I'm going to go back and order some of the author's other books. I really loved the coziness and the banter in Highland Getaway, so I'm really hoping to see some of that in this book. So yeah, that's the first one on my list. So next we've got Love at First Night by Megan Clausen, and I think this is an enemies to lovers, and it's about a girl who gets a summer job at the Tower of London, and she ends up in a feud with a member of the royal family. And I bought this back one day. It was a very dangerous trip to the works. I went in for one book and I came out with about 10, and this is one of the books I picked up, and I think it was the cover, and also, let me just show you, the sprayed edges, which, sold it for me, and I was influenced by this. So yeah, I've never heard of this author. I've never really heard much about the book, but it looks like fun, so I'm really excited to read that. Next, we've got Love Me Do by Lindsay Kelp, and this is about a girl called Phoebe who is a greetings card writer, and she finds herself in Hollywood, unexpectedly playing a matchmaker while navigating a little romance of her own. And yeah, this is just my cup of tea, really. I am a huge fan of Lindsay Kelp. The very first I read of her was when I was a lot younger. I bought a magazine in Tesco, and there was a free book with a magazine, and that book was I Heart New York by Lindsay Kelp, and I've never looked back since. I've read all of her books. I love her rom-coms, which is what this is. I've loved her YA fantasy books that she's just brought out, so I'm really looking forward to the third one in the trilogy. And she's just brought out an adult book as well, which I'm really excited to read. That's called Hit or Miss. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to diving into this because I know that I absolutely love all of Lindsay Kelp's work, so I'm not going to be disappointed. So next I've got Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher. This is about a paladin and a nun who cross paths while investigating murders, kidnappings, and other dark magic. I picked this up off the back of reading Paladin's Grace, which is the first book in the series, which I think they can be read as standalones, but I think I'm just going to read them all in order. So yeah, this is the second one. I bought it straight away because I love the first one so much, and I really, really enjoy all of T. Kingfisher's writing. I think our horror is brilliant, and our fantasy books are also fantastic, so I'm really excited for this. And I think as well, if you are a gamer, like my partner, and who's got me into gaming a little bit, and if you play World of Warcraft, then I think this series will be up your street. I think they're really similar, and I just think if you play WoW, then you'll get some joy out of these books. So yeah, looking forward to this one. So the next book I want to read is Deathly Fates by Tessia Sai. I'm so sorry if I have pronounced that wrong. Tessia Sai. This book follows a priestess who guides dead into the afterlife, and she finds herself travelling with a prince who should be dead, but he somehow isn't. So if there's one book that I will buy no matter what, it is an Asian inspired fantasy. It is my favourite all time genre. I absolutely love it. I love the folklore, I love the mythology that come into all of these books. And yeah, I picked this up. I was lucky enough to win a voucher for Book Lovers Bookshop in Edinburgh, and I popped in to see what they had, and this was, oh, it was staring at me. So I knew I had to buy it. So yeah, I really, really look forward to this one because, like I said, Asian inspired fantasy is just my jam. So I'm halfway through this list at the minute, and I'm just realising that Summer Lauren has some very ambitious plans, and I really don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all 10 of these, but I'm going to try my hardest. So I think I'm going to get a lot of stick for this one, but I really want to read it soon. And this is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. And it follows Sybil, who is a diviner, and she receives prophetic visions from mysterious beings known as omens. And when fellow diviners begin disappearing, she teams up with a knight to try and uncover what's happening. So this book has been absolutely everywhere, and I've got the fairy loot version, and it's just, oh, look at that, isn't it gorgeous? So yeah, I'm not one for really reading trending books at the time. I always give them a bit of time to die down before I jump in because I always don't want to be disappointed. But I've seen so many good things about this, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. And with the next book on the horizon, the Knave and the Moon, I've actually pre-ordered it already. So with that on the horizon, I really thought that I should get this read, and I think I might read this first. I'm really excited for it, and yeah, please don't come at me for not reading it yet. And the next book I've got here is also another book that I got in my fairy loot box, and that is The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. And this is about people in a fantasy version of England where magical bargains can be made with a fey queen, but every bargain comes at a cost. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I don't know a huge amount about it. I don't know much about the author. I haven't really heard much. It's just been sat on my shelf staring at me, and I think now's the time for me to read it. So yeah, I'm hoping I enjoy it. Next, I've got The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Soto Yambayo. Yambayo? Really sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. This follows Rhea, who boards a magical train that helps people discover their purpose in life. And when I first seen this, it was actually one of my most anticipated reads of the year. I felt like it is going to be a really deep, meaningful book, and I think it might draw some parallels with The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's a gorgeous edition. This is the Waterstones edition. Lovely. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, but I think I really need to be in the mood, for a really meaningful book. I think it might be one of those ones that really changes the way that you think about things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that, but I know that I'm definitely going to have to be in the mood for it. So next of all, I've got I Kissed a Werewolf and I Liked It by Kat Hepburn. I picked this up one day when I was in Waterstones in Glasgow, and the title just grabbed me. I don't know anything about it. I've just read the blurb there, and it's about a university student who gets bitten by a werewolf and she falls in love for the creature. And yeah, it sounds really funny. Yeah, sounds really exciting. I'm not going to lie, I bought it based off of the cover and based off of the name alone. So it's been sat there waiting to be read, and I'm just really excited to get it read. And the final book on my summer TBR is Like Romeo Loved Juliet by Kaylin Jensick. This is an independently published book by an indie author, and this is the third book in a series. It's the Professor's Fallen series, and I really enjoyed the other two, so I'm looking forward to this one. And it's about two people who reconnect years and years after sharing an unforgettable kiss. So yeah, the main character in this one is in the other books. So I'm really looking forward to his story and seeing where he goes. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be supporting an independent author because her books are absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't read anything from Kaylin Jensick, then I really do recommend that you check it out. So that's the 10 books I'm hoping to read this summer. Whether I do or not is a completely different question entirely. but they are definitely the books I'm most excited to read and the ones that deserve to be read because they've been sat there for so long. And if you've read any of them, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you're making a summer TBR, I'd love to know what's on your list and, maybe get some recommendations and add some to my own list. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy book reviews, reading updates, and all things bookish, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you here, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!